Today I'm going to be doing a brand in a day client project, so I thought I'd bring you along for that. If this is your first time here, my name's Reina and I am a two-time business owner. I have a stationery and gift shop called Quiero Prints and a brand design studio called Quiero Creative, hence the name of the channel, Quiero Diaries. So brand in a day is a service I offer to my design clients who need like a logo, typography, color palette, all of that, but they're either on a tight timeline or tight budget and they just need something to get them going. So what they'll do is fill out a form on my website, pick a date, and then on that day I'll spend 6 hours working solely on their brand. And I know it's called brand in a day, but what it realistically is more like feedback in a day, because I actually work on their branding like the couple days before, but what tends to take long in the design process is getting feedback from people, making revisions. Like if this was a regular design project that I do, like the project can take maybe a month to 2 months depending on the scope of it, but with this one we basically truncate it all so it happens in one day. First, let me tell you about my client and what their needs are, so when I show you what I have so far it'll make a little more sense. My client's name is Carla and she's actually starting a YouTube channel soon, so she wanted to have some branding so she could send that to her editor so the editor can make sure that everything's cohesive when they edit her videos. She wanted her main customer to be women who've had maybe like troubled pasts or traumatic events in their past, or just kind of upbringings where they didn't feel comfortable talking about what's happened to them, and she wants to be that safe space for her clients. But also she doesn't want it to be super serious either. She wants it to be based off of her experiences and her past, and what she can bring to it is like perspective and beauty and a little bit of humor, so I'm trying to encapsulate that in her brand. It is currently 10:02 a.m. The project officially starts at 10:30, so let me show you what I have so far. So this is my brand in a day version of a stylescape. In order to save time and make sure that my clients can just grab their fonts and their colors, I actually create it straight on Canva. For my normal clients, I'll usually do it on Illustrator and add a bit more detail to it, but honestly for brand in a day this works so well. So the top right corner over here you have some text examples of what I have in mind for the logo. So none of these are the logo yet, but I just want to show my client a few options before I take the time to sort of finesse any of them. And then after that I have their text examples, so it's their heading, their subheading, their body copy, and what their buttons should look like. Then after that I usually do like what their ideal customer looks like. So for example, for this client, she wants like a Latina, maybe millennial, Gen X audience. And so I thought this girl kind of exemplified like the everyday, maybe a little edgy. She has some color on her hair. Maybe she's been through some stuff. That's the sort of audience we're trying to go for. And then after that, it's just kind of more examples of what the colors and the text will look like together. For this one, I wanted to go with some jewel tones and like a standout color. Or accent color I chose to be like a mustard, because I just feel like it's a very fun but not as commonly used color for accents. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of lime and a lot of periwinkle lately, so I'm going with mustard for this one because she did want her brand to be a little offbeat and unexpected, which actually if you go over here to the right, I have my notes of why I chose everything. So that is what I'm going to be explaining to her when we hop on our first call at 10:30 right now. And going back to the stylescape, over here I have some examples of the type of imagery that I want her brand to feel like, as well as more examples of the text and some accent fonts that I thought would work great. Because we have such simple, easy to read headings and body copy, I thought having some handwritten, a little messy accent fonts would work great with what we're trying to go for this brand. I just got off the call with my client. She liked the direction. I gave her a few options for the logo, so it's like different font styles to choose from that I thought would work well with her brand. She ended up liking this modern black letter, so I'm gonna work with that or maybe something similar to it and see where we go from there. around noon, I had a meeting with Carla to show her the logo options. We had to make a few tweaks, but ultimately this was the type treatment she ended up going with. And that's pretty much it in terms of meetings with the client. That's probably one of my favorite parts of doing brand in a day, is that once the logo's approved and the colors and fonts are approved, we're ready to roll it all out. So I'm gonna take the rest of the time to work on some YouTube assets for her. I know she wanted some presentation templates because she wanted to do some video essays, so she needed like overlay graphics for that. And I'll probably also make her some kind of YouTube banner. But before that, I'm gonna start working on her brand guidelines, and it should all be ready around 4 p.m.-ish. So anyway, let's go work on all that. This is what the final brand ended up looking like, and I also created the presentation templates she asked for. I think next time I'll bring you along earlier in the process so you could see how I go from just having a questionnaire to turning that into a stylescape and then doing the brand in a day. I think I'm just so used to filming these for Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts that I didn't think to film the before part, because I usually just do like a quick overview of the day and then bam, that's it, 30 to 60 second video. Who knows, maybe the next brand in a day video will be yours. If you want to book a brand in a day for your own brand, I do have a link in the description, so you can go there, book your date, and then I'll get you all set up. As far as days I'm able to do it, I usually have them on Tuesdays or Thursdays. But if I do end up getting a full-time job of some sort, I might switch the service around so that it takes place like within either 2 evenings or on the weekend, or we'll see, we'll figure it out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. The next video will be a Quiero print related one. We are gonna start creating our own mugs and t-shirts and just figuring out how the sublimation DTF process works. We have the printer, the inks, the heat presses. We just need to kind of get started on that. So that should be fun. Come learn along with us, laugh at our mistakes, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and if you're still here, go ahead and leave me a comment saying I made it, like as in you made it all the way to the end of the video, just so I know who's sticking around, who's not. And if you're not the type of person to want to leave a comment, because I get it, our digital footprints are everywhere, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Okay, hope you have an amazing day.